Occurred, the 9th of April 2006, 2 hours 0 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location: Cherville, N, USA. Shape: unknown. Duration: several nights. Know of observers. 3 characteristics: lights on object, aura or haze around object, changed color blue, green, red and white flashing lights sitting in the sky in northwest Indiana sky for past 2 weeks. I don't know, but I have been watching these things in the sky for the past 2 weeks. First I thought they were helicopters flying around at night, but I couldn't hear any helicopters or see any spotlights. Then I kept noticing them out every night. There are sometimes 3 or 4 at a time in the sky and they just hang there. They are blue, red, green and white flashing and pretty high in the sky. But if you even take a minute to look around you can see they are there. I usually stay up most nights and like to look out at the sky, and last night we came home late from a weather seminar and when I looked out the window I showed one to my husband. He kept saying that what I am watching is airplanes in a holding pattern waiting to go to airports. I kept telling him no way. Saturday night I got the telescope out and tried to focus on this one thing in the sky, and it took me a good 40 minutes to figure out how to use this telescope. I finally got it in view, and I'm telling you I couldn't keep a focus on this thing to get a clear definite description. I could see the lights of blue, green, red and white. It seemed like they were rotating in a circle or something. Finally, after 45 minutes, this thing just moved behind a house roof in my view and then never appeared again. My husband, after the 45 minutes, said yeah, that was strange, for it to be just sitting there for 45 minutes. He is a big skeptic and a big logical chemical engineer. He has an explanation for everything and he really was short for words. Last night, Sunday night, we came home from a quick errand, and when we got out of the car I started to point out to him at least 5 different spots in the sky where the same types of blinking lights were just sitting. I am not insane. He started to look around and I could tell he was a little uneasy about how many were just up there. I said, well, I don't care if the aliens are going to present themselves to us. I just hope they aren't violent. One other thing is, one day last week when I was just watching the sky in my sunroom I noticed one that was sitting there. When a plane, which I did know was a plane, came flying through the sky, this thing flew over rather quickly to where the plane was, stopped for a few seconds while the plane passed, and then just flew off. It was like it was checking out the plane or something. It is true though that if you take the time to look at the sky, you will start to notice things. I have been taking pictures of chemtrails lately because they are really happening a lot lately over my town. When I was coming back I heard a rebroadcast on Coast to Coast mentioning this site. So I decided to track it down and let you know that something is up there every night, and it's not stars, and it's not planes.
Occurred, the 20th of April 2008, 8 hours 0 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location: Cherville, in USA. Shape: triangle. Duration: 5, maybe 8 minutes. Know of observers. 3 characteristics: aura or haze around objects I've never seen before. The objects were triangular and looked to be on fire. It was dark so I couldn't see very well, but the object came towards us maybe a mile and a half away, and did a spiral up motion, where it seemed only one side of the object emitted flames, but it looked all on fire. It twisted up and just got out off sight. The first object came towards us, then spiraled up. The second followed a minute later and had the same flight pattern.
Occurred, the 3rd of July 2008, 21 hours 0 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location: Cherville, IN, USA. Shape: circle. Duration: 5 minutes. Know of observers. 5 characteristics: lights on object. Possible UFO sighting during fireworks show. Me and my friends were watching fireworks at the RRMAN Park on July 3rd. Me and 2 of my friends were coming back from the bathroom when I saw an orange light in the sky. I could tell it was not an airplane because it was completely orange in a circle and it was moving very slow. I also thought it was something because my friend said he saw something similar around the same area. We ran to the car where the rest of my friends were. My friend quickly grabbed his phone and took a picture of it. It then just vanished. About 10 minutes later it returned. It was in the sky for about another 5 minutes and vanished. And that was the last we saw of it. Whatever it was, it will haunt me and my friends for the rest of my life.
Occurred, the 2nd of December 2008, 19 hours 30 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location, Cherryville, IM, USA. Shape, triangle. Duration, 3 minutes. Characteristics, lights on object, emitted beams, changed color, aircraft nearby. Triangular-shaped object with red lights moving fast, stopped, then disappeared. I was driving to a friend's house on December 2nd of 2008. Something in the sky to my right caught my eye. It looked like either 3 lights or a triangular shape, I wasn't sure. The lights were red and the object was moving very fast, then it stopped abruptly. I parked my car on the side of the and grabbed my phone to take pictures of it. As I took out my phone, it started to move again, then it disappeared. I couldn't believe what I saw. Then 2 days later I saw a similar object, but the lights were green. This object was moving extremely fast, too fast to be a plane, and like the other, disappeared.
Occurred, the 7th of August 2013, 21 hours 0 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location, Cherryville, in, USA. Shape, fireball. Duration, 10 minutes. No of observers. 2 characteristics, aircraft nearby. Green orb like fireball over Cherryville, in appearing twice. I'm from Cherryville, Indiana. On August 7th, 2013, around 9 p.m., my friend and I saw a green orb like fireball that was glowing and looked spherical. It headed east behind the trees. It was very cloudy around this time of night and the object was clearly visible below the clouds. The object appeared bigger than a star and did not look like any airplane, helicopter, or anything ordinary. At first, we didn't really think much of it and continued towards our friend's house heading east. Then, around 9:10 p.m., I happened to glance west to see the same green orb like fireball motionless in the sky. It slowly descended down by slightly swaying left once, then right once, then straight down. We immediately tried to pursue the object on our skateboards, but did not see the object again for the rest of the night. I spoke with Mr. Davenport later that evening.
Occurred, the 1st of July 2016, 0 hours 30 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location, Cherryville, in, USA. Shape, light. Duration, 15 minutes. No of observers. 2 characteristics, lights on object. 2 beams of slightly tinted green lights randomly floating across the sky, sometimes crossing one another. It is dark and you can see clouds intermittent in the sky. Beam of light with a slight green tint floated across the sky. Sometimes a quick short beam of light and sometimes it would travel further. Then a second beam appeared and they sometimes crossed, as if someone had a huge flashlight shining it across the sky.
Occurred, the 23rd of September 2020, 19 hours 0 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location, Cherryville, in, USA. Shape, duration, 5 to 9 minutes. Characteristics, lights on object, changed color, possible abduction. UFO with red, blue, white lights moving fast, forming different shapes and following a color pattern. Driving in the car on 30 in Cherryville, Indiana, when I noticed a blinking light off in the distance, and at first I thought most like a plane or some aircraft. Kept looking in it and it started moving in ways most aircrafts can't, and as it was coming in our direction more I could see different lights, white, blue, red, in deistic, the shapes moving really fast in a repeated color pattern. It eventually just disappeared.
Occurred, the 27th of July 2012, 0 hours 0 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location, Schneider, in, USA. Shape, other duration, 35 minutes. No of observers. 3 characteristics, lights on object, emitted beams, changed color. Aircraft nearby. Object was a big ball of blue and yellow lights with very bright red lights around the center. One very, very bright white light shining toward the ground. The object made no sound, as it just hung in the air over the nearby Kankakee forest across the street from our home. We watched the object move over a cornfield down the street very slowly and seemed to be spinning the way the light constantly flashed in all directions. During this time it was in the area. Several planes and jets went through the area moving quickly overhead, and we realized that this was no plane or helicopter. I have flown in choppers most of my life in the service and have never seen a chopper lit up like this object. It slowly left the area at first and then just seemed to gain elevation until it disappeared.